Let's go ahead and call the Senate to order. Sergeant Arms will please secure the chamber doors. We're missing some of our troopers. Members, please take your seats. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. President.
All right, Senators, on this extremely beautiful, with the tulips opening spring, March 31st, last day of March, we are so pleased to have Pastor Dana Stauffer of City Church of Fruitland from Fruitland, Maryland, guest of the Senator from District 38. Please rise for the invocation.
Let us pray. Almighty God, we come before you today, thanking you for waking us up, thanking you, God, for the many blessings that you have given to us. We lift up every leader that is represented here today. We thank you for their gifts and their abilities that you have blessed them with, and for the opportunity to serve. We ask, God, that you would grant them wisdom where there is uncertainty, strength where there is weakness, and we pray for protection over the state of Maryland and over our nation. Bring unity where there is division and love where there is hatred. In the Lord's name we pray. Amen.
Thank you so much. Recognizing the Senator from the 38th District.
Thank you, Mr. President. I am thrilled that Reverend Dana Stauffer could join us. And she is the lead pastor of the City Church of Fruitland. And I want to let you know about her service. She was the children's pastor for Next Generation Ministries at Emmanuel Church in Salisbury. She's also been City Block Outreach Ministry. And she is the chaplain for the Fruitland Police Department. Also, some of you may know, her wonderful husband is the school superintendent of Wicomico County Schools, and he works closely with us here in the Senate. And they have a son who's serving in the Army and a daughter that's going to school in Florida. And I just have to tell you, she's all about community, and I was thrilled that she would accept this invitation. The last time that she gave the invocation was during COVID, and it was virtual. So to have her here in person is really uplifting for all of us. So I'd appreciate if we could journalize her prayer. Thank you.
Without objection, most certainly, Senator, we will journalize, and thank you very much for making the journey over. We appreciate you. Thank you. I knew I recognized it, but I couldn't place it. Now I remember it was the big face on the wall that you remember those very odd days of virtual prayers. All right, let's see. Has everyone recorded their presence? Appears so. The clerk will take the call. We're close, but not quite there. With 45 members in the chamber and a quorum being present, the Senate of Maryland is now in session. Senators, we have a number of incredibly talented athletes here today, and the senator from the 44th District is going to help introduce our multiple groups. I think the senator...
Oh, Lord, that was funny.
It appears the gentleman from the UMC basketball team brought the water boy with them. This is,
All right.
That was why. That guy. Recognize the senator from the 44th.
Thank you, Mr. President. Yesterday I had black and gold on for one reason. Today I have my black and gold on to represent the University of Maryland, Baltimore County. And what you'll see today are a number of our student athletes representing a variety of teams that are champions. So we have our men's basketball teams who were who had their automatic bid to the NCAA's tournament this year after winning the 2026 America's East Men's Basketball Championship, and as well as their 2026 regular season champions. We also have our women's basketball team who earned a bid to the WNIT, which is their first postseason bid for UMBC since 2017. Also on the floor with us is President Valerie Shears Ashby. That's right, you can clap. Director of Athletes, Tiffany Tucker. And the Vice President for Government Relations, Paul Montero. As well as the rest of the team. So we want to, please, if you would not mind to read the resolutions, Madam Clerk.
The clerk will read the resolution in full.
Be it hereby known to all that the Senate of Maryland offers its sincerest congratulations to the University of Maryland, Baltimore County men's basketball team and women's basketball team in recognition of your season of athletic excellence. The entire membership extends its best wishes on this memorable occasion and directs this resolution be presented on this 31st day of March, 2026.
Clerk will call the roll.
Mr. President,
Has everyone recorded their vote? If so, the clerk will take the call. To the men and women of the University of Maryland, Baltimore County men's and women's basketball teams, congratulations on your incredibly impressive year. The Senate of Maryland unanimously celebrates your victories. Congratulations. Excellent. Well, thank you all. Keep up the great work. Congratulations, really is excellent. Thankfully, I'm here on a 3-foot platform, and it turns out that I still may be blocked by some of the players. So, I just imagine there's a hoop, right? That's okay. We thank you all so much for being here. Thank you all for joining.
And this men's basketball team was the only male basketball team from the state of Maryland. I must say that.
That's right.
Go Dogs.
But wait, there's more.
There is more. Again, UMBC has 74 student athletes on the president's list, 91 student athletes with 4.0s, 13 America East all-academic team students, as well as athletic departments 3.45 GPAs, 83 America East academic honors students. So who you see assembling before us today, and you may remember a few years ago, we had the women's volleyball team. So it was the 2025 America East Volleyball Champions who had their 5th America East titles in 6 seasons. Additionally, we'll be welcoming the Indoor Women's Track and Field 2026 America's East Indoor Women's Track and Field Champions, winning their first ever America's East title. We also have the Men's Swimming and Diving 2026 East Men's Swimming and Diving Champions, 15th title in 20 seasons. And Miss Ashley Gutshaw, who is the Women's Swimming and Diving champion. I think it says qualified for the NCAA Swim and Dive Championships in the 50 meters. So again, these are our student athletes, all representing the great state of Maryland. Madam Clerk, if you'd mind reading the resolution.
Clerk will read the resolution in full.
be it hereby known to all that the Senate of Maryland offers its sincerest congratulations to the University of Maryland Baltimore County Champions in recognition of your athletic achievements during the 2025 and 2026 seasons. The entire membership extends its best wishes on this memorable occasion and directs this resolution be presented on this 31st day of March, 2026.
The clerk will call the roll.
Mr. President,
Has everyone recorded their vote? If so, the clerk will take the call. To the men and women of the University of Maryland, Baltimore County, the champion student athletes, the Senate of Maryland unanimously celebrates your excellent work and your championship on and off the field. Congratulations. I guess on the track and in the pool and in all the places, Excellent. Thank you all so much for visiting and being here with us, and keep up the awesome work. Well done. Well done. It's great to have like the entire athletics division of UMBC here today. All the champions. Doing it in the classrooms and in the athletic competitions. Well done. Thank you. All right. Excellent start here with UMBC. I think that does it. Let's see, for our resolutions for the day. Let's see if we have any guests. Any guests? Recognize the senator from Anne Arundel.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Colleagues, today I am delighted to be joined by my legislative director. He's new to my office this year, Mike Cardozo. And he is also joined today with another very special guest, his father, also Mike Cardozo, who celebrated his 86th birthday yesterday. In addition to that, yesterday we were, the chair of the Veterans Caucus was honoring veterans of the Vietnam War, and Mr. Cardozo is a veteran, a United States Navy veteran, served in the Vietnam War. He was the officer in charge of a patrol torpedo fast boat conducting special operations, including the insertion of Navy SEALs during covert maritime missions. And in addition to all of that, he served in the White House counsel's office under 2 administrations, including as deputy counsel to President Jimmy Carter. So give him a round of applause.
So welcome, welcome. Thank you both for your service. I recognize the senator from the 26th District, Prince George's.
There we go. Colleagues, thank you very much. I want to welcome my good friends, their family, and I'm thankful that they're here. Heather Jangala, would you stand up? And Amanda Titus and Fred Titus and Paige Billman, would you stand up? They you're my realtor, who does a real good job. She does a tremendous job. And so I want to welcome them. They're here to see how we operate today. I'm asking all of us to behave, especially all of us to behave today. And would you please give them a warm Senate welcome?
Welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining us today. Senator from the 40th District, followed by the senator from the 6th District.
Thank you, Mr. President. In the gallery today, we have 2 awesome young ladies. They're relatives of my community outreach person. We have Malia Phillips as well as Scarlett. Malia is a resident of 40th District, a freshman at the Baltimore School for the Arts, where she was the only student in the city accepted into the student violin program. She's already had an opportunity to perform alongside the Baltimore Symphony Orchestra and aspires to pursue a professional career in music. She's joined by her cousin, Scarlett, a 10-year-old 4th grader with an incredible sense of fashion and remarkable talent for crochet. She often designs and creates her own pieces. Scarlett is a constituent of the 8th District, and she's joined by her cousin. Colleagues, please join me in giving a warm welcome to these outstanding young scholars in the gallery with us today.
Excellent, welcome, welcome. Senator from District 6.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have students here today, if they could stand, from Eastern Tech High School in the gallery. Eastern Tech in Essex is a Maryland national ranked school, #1 in the U.S. News and World Report in the last 2 years. What truly sets Eastern Tech apart is their focus on career and technical education. These pathways help prepare students for both college and high demand careers and give them a strong foundation for future success. I'm extremely proud of these students, and I was able to talk and meet with them. And I know we have a few other senators here that also have students there in Baltimore County at Eastern Tech. So if the Senate could give Eastern Tech High School and their students a warm Senate welcome. Thank you so much for coming.
Welcome, welcome. Thanks for being here with us. Senator from District 2.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, today I have the pleasure to introduce the doctor of the day. Dr. Emeka Obidi is a board-certified pediatrician and fellow of the American Academy of Pediatrics, which advanced training in pediatrics and public health from Columbia University. He is a practicing pediatrician here in Hagerstown. He owns a private practice, Partners in Pediatrics Adult Care, which has been voted the best pediatric practice in our tri-state area for the last 2 years in a row. I want to welcome Dr. Obidi here. Please give him a warm welcome.
Welcome. Thanks for being here. Senator from the 35th District.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm glad to be joined today. I have a shadow, Henry Dean, who is a senior at Hartford Christian School. He's doing great in the classroom, also a co-captain on the baseball team. taken in the legislative process today. So let's give a warm Senate welcome to Henry Dean.
Very good. Welcome. Welcome. Senator from the 17th District, Rockville and Gaithersburg.
Oh my God, I'm going to choke up. We all are supported by friends and family to get through this crazy 90-day session and to have this job. Decades ago, a bunch of us came together and formed a women's book club. We were all single and living in DC, and over the years, we have celebrated marriages, first homes, first children, divorces, health issues, and I'm so thrilled and so honored to have two of my longest, dearest friends with me shadowing me today, Marla Belaski and Julie Tippins. They have, over the years, been chiefs of staff on Capitol Hill, worked at labor unions, worked on campaigns, worked for women's health and women's reproductive choice, and so many things that have made our country a better place. They are two phenomenal women and two dear friends, and I'm just thrilled to have them with me today. Please join me in welcoming them to the Senate.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome. Yes, recognize the Chair of Finance, Senator from Anne Arundel.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just would like to give a warm Senate welcome to my daughter, Lindsay, who many of you know, and my two grandchildren, if they'll stand up, Hadley and Quinn. Hadley is a third grader and Quinn a first grader at William S. James Elementary. So I hope they enjoy their day in Annapolis. Thank you, Mr. President.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Lindsay, your mother used to introduce you. Now it's all the grandchildren. That's it. Yeah. Yes, Senator from the 38th.
Thank you, Mr. President. I also have a shadow today, William LeBeau, if you'll stand. He is a student at St. John's College, and he's the editor at the school's Gadfly. He also did an internship for the Office of the Public Defender, so really showing that he has a heart for public service. And it must run in the family because his mother and I served together in Congressman Dave Hobson's office from Ohio, where we learned quality and responsive constituent service. So I'm glad to see that the tradition continues. Please join me in welcoming William LeBeau.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Senator from the 30th District, from Capital City.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have a guest joining us today, Dr. Dawn Lindsay, who is the president of Anne Arundel College. Permission to use the senator's name?
Senator may proceed.
I know that we in Anne Arundel are very, very proud of our community college. It certainly has gained national distinction. Myself, Senators Vital, Senator Guile, Senator Rosapep, and Senator Lamb. We just want to thank Dr. Lindsay for her 13 years of distinguished service at Anne Arundel Community College. This is the final year that we'll get to benefit from her leadership as she's announced her retirement that is well earned and well deserved. But she's joining us here as our guest on the floor today, and we're so very thankful. Please give her a warm welcome.
Excellent. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. All right. Yes, Senator from the 22nd.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm recognizing today two of my shadows of the day. First is Ibuka Onwuzilubo. He's going to get on me after this. He's from the CMIT North High School in District 21. He's an 11th grader. He volunteered with me on multiple events, and he has a 4.2 GPA. Also, I'd like to recognize Kelsey Allison, who's a student at College Park Academy. Contrary to popular belief, it's in District 22. And she's an 8th grader. She came up here, Mr. President, during the College Park Academy's visit. Literally the next day, emailed me and asked me if she could be a shadow. And here she is today with a 4.0 GPA and an 8th grader. So I want to just congratulate them both and welcome them to the Senate. Please give them a warm Senate welcome.
Welcome. Keep up that self-advocacy. Well done. That's great. That's excellent. 8th grade, leading the way. Love it. All right. Any further introductions? Any further introductions? It appears not. Senators, just as a reminder, we are, once we hit day 10, the 10 days to go, we don't have any more resolutions, and we will really substantially cut down on the guest introductions just because our calendars will get long. We don't have much work to do today, so it's great. So we were able to have a lot of introductions. But just as a reminder, that starting at day 10, 9, 8, 7 to the rest, we really try to cut it down. So if there's someone here today, tomorrow, we want to make sure we catch them, but we're going to be a little bit shorter for the duration when it comes to the end of session. So With that, I think that does it for us to jump into the work. So we consider the reading of the journal from the prior legislative day. We have a special order calendar. Let's see if we can pull that up. This is number 60, special order calendar 60.
Senate Bill 463, Senator Muse, Municipalities Vagrancy Repeal on Authority to Prohibit. The bill is on second reading and open to amendment.
Recognizing the chair of the committee.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I'd like to special order this into the appropriate time next Wednesday.
All right, senators moved to special order the bill. Any objections? Without objection, so ordered. All right, let's go to special order calendar 61, executive noms. If clerk will read the report.
Executive Nominations Committee Report number 6. Question is, will the Senate advise and consent to the nominations of the executive?
I'm sorry, Madam Chair, can we please do a quorum call now that we have?
Yeah. Mr. President?
Has everyone recorded their presence? Almost. If so, the clerk will take the call. With. There it is. Feels like a bingo, you know? It's like B47. With 47 members in the chamber, the Quorum of Maryland remains in session. It probably isn't B, it's probably N, right? Anyway. Yes, very good, very good. All right, now, Madam Clerk, if we could please read the report again.
Executive Nominations Committee Report number 6. Question is, will the Senate advise and consent to the nomination of the executive?
All right, these were the ones from last week. The question before the body is, will the Senate advise and consent to the nominations of the executive? Are there any names or individuals that senators wish to separate to vote independently? Yes, recognize Senator from Anne Arundel.
Thank you, Mr. President. I need to withhold S22.
S22. If we could please move S22 to a second calendar. A lot of pressure. All right. So the question remains, will the Senate advise and consent to the nominations of the executive, but not S22? Any discussion? If not, clerk will call the roll.
Mr. President?
Has everyone recorded their vote? Anyone wish to change their vote, explain their vote? If not, the clerk will take the call. With 47 votes in the affirmative, the Senate advises and consents affirmatively to the nominations of the executive, but for nominee S22, clerk will read the next order of business. All right. Clerk will read the message.
Will the Senate advise and consent to the nominations of nominee number 22?
All right, S22. Question is on S22. Any discussion of the nominee? If not, the clerk will call the roll.
Mr. President?
Has everyone recorded their vote? Anyone wish to change their vote, explain their vote? If not, the clerk will take the call. With 46 votes in the affirmative, nominee S22 is approved. All right. Let's see. Our next order of business is we have several consent calendars. We're going to go through these consent calendars. Obviously, senators, we mentioned this earlier. We're going to be watching the progression of workflow between the chambers. So we'll move things on to third reader, but of course, we want to make sure that we're seeing reciprocal action on both sides. So we'll be moving these from second to third, but we'll of course be watching where things stand moving forward just to make sure that everybody's working through the work at the same pace. So if we can, the clerk will read the first report.
Finance report number 33, consent calendar number 3.
All right, this is consent calendar 3 out of finance. Recognize the chair of the committee or vice chair of the committee.
Mr. President, I just want to pull out HB 998.
Oh, yes, 998. We will pull out just a moment. Once, if we will, we'll do it at the motion. Recognize the chair of the committee.
Thank you, Mr. President. So consent calendar number 3 are the House alcohol bills, and they were local bills. They have no amendments. Are supported by the Relevant County Senate delegation, are the same as the cross-filed Senate bills that unanimously passed the Senate, except for Senate Bill 998.
All right, so the chair has moved forward the favorable committee report for all bills on consent calendar number 3 out of finance, but for 998. Please take a look through the bills, senators. Are there any bills, any additional bills that senators would wish to separate? If not, question is on the favorable report. Any objections? Without objection, the favorable committee reports are adopted and the bills are ordered to passed for third reading. Clerk will read the next bill.
House Bill 998, Delegate Clippinger, Baltimore City, Alcoholic Beverages, 46 Alcoholic Beverage District, favorable.
Recognizing the Vice Chair of the Committee as the floor leader.
Yes, Mr. President, I have an amendment.
All right.
Move the favorable report.
Senators move the adoption of the favorable committee report. Any discussion, any objections? Without objection, the favorable committee report is adopted. Senator has an amendment. Pages will collect and distribute the senator's amendment. Once we get it up there. Senator may explain the amendment.
Thank you, Mr. President. This amendment is a local district. This is for a local district bill, House Bill 998. It allows a 6-day Class D license holder to up it to Class 7. It allows a BD7 license in the district to be on the eligible list for a Class 7 license. It revives Class B license and as well as a Class D license. Mr. President, I move the amendments.
Senators move the amendment. Any discussion of the amendment? Any objections? Without objection, the amendment is adopted. Are there any further amendments to the bill or its title? Seeing none, HB 998 is hereby ordered passed for third reading. All right, let's go to number 4. This will be Report 34. Clerk will read the report.
Finance Report number 34, Consent Calendar number 4.
Recognizing Chair of the Committee.
Thank you, Mr. President. Once again, this consent calendar is all alcohol bills they're all local bills, have no amendments, are supported by the relevant county Senate delegations, and are the same as the cross-filed Senate bills that unanimously passed the Senate. I move the adoption of the favorable committee report.
The floor leader moves to the adoption of the favorable committee report on consent calendar number 4. Senators, are there any bills that senators wish to separate? If not, any objections to the favorable committee report? Without objection, the report is adopted and the bills on consent calendar 4 are hereby ordered passed for third reading. Let's go to report number 35. Clerk will read the report.
Finance Report number 35, Consent Calendar number 5.
Recognizing the Chair of the Committee.
Thank you, Mr. President. The House bills on this consent calendar have no amendments and are the same as the cross-filed Senate bills that unanimously passed the Senate. I move the adoption of the favorable committee report number 5.
Floor leader has moved for the adoption of the favorable committee report. Senators, please take a look. Give it a second. Any bills that senators wish to separate out by subject or other? If not, question remains on the favorable committee report. Any discussion? Any objections? Without objection, the favorable committee report is adopted and the bills are ordered passed for third reading. Let's go to report number 36. Clerk will read the report.
Finance Report number 36, Consent Calendar number 6.
All right, recognize the Chair of the Committee.
Thank you, Mr. President. Once again, the bills listed on this consent calendar number 6 have no amendments, are the same as the cross-filed Senate bills that unanimously passed the Senate. I move the adoption of the favorable committee report.
Floor leaders move for the adoption of the favorable committee report on consent calendar number 6 out of finance. Take a look at the list, please, senators. Are there any on the list that senators wish to separate? If not, question remains on the favorable report. Any objections? Without objection, the favorable committee report is adopted and the bills are ordered passed to third reading. Let's go to report number 37. Clerk will read the report.
Finance Report number 37, Consent Calendar number 7.
Going back to the Chair of the Committee.
Thank you, Mr. President. The House bills on this consent calendar have no amendments and are the same as the cross-filed Senate bills that unanimously passed the Senate. I move the adoption of the favorable committee report.
Floor leader moves for the adoption of the favorable committee report on consent calendar number 7. Any bills for separation? Seeing none, question remains on the favorable report. Any discussion? Any objections? Without objection, the favorable committee report is adopted and the bills are ordered passed for third reading. Let's go to report number 38.
Finance report number 38, consent calendar number 8.
Recognizing the chair of the committee.
Thank you, Mr. President. Once again, the House bills on this consent calendar have no amendments and are the same as the cross-filed Senate bills that unanimously passed the Senate. I move the adoption of the favorable committee report.
Floor leaders move for the adoption of the favorable committee report for consent calendar 8 out of finance. Any bills senators wish to separate? Seeing none, questions on the favorable report? Any discussion? Any objections? Without objection, the favorable committee report is adopted and the bills are ordered passed for third reading. Just one more. Report number 39. Clerk will read the report.
Finance report number 39, consent calendar number 9.
Recognize the chair of the committee.
Thank you, Mr. President. Last consent calendar. These House bills on this consent calendar have no amendments, are the same as the cross-filed Senate bills that unanimously passed the Senate. I move the adoption of the favorable committee report.
All right. The floor leaders move for the adoption of the favorable committee report on consent calendar number 9 out of finance. Are there any bills that senators wish to separate? Seeing none. Question remains on the favorable committee report. Any discussion? Any objections? Without objection, the favorable committee report is adopted and bills on consent calendar number 9 are ordered passed for third reading. That does it. Desk is clear. Desk is clear. So take it as a gift today. We won't have many of those on the days ahead. So it's a gift today, though. Let's see. Are there? Let's start with committee announcements. Chair of Finance.
Thank you, Mr. President. Finance Committee today will meet for 12 bill hearings, 1 full hearing, but no voting today. Thank you.
All right. Tripoli.
Thank you, Mr. President. Tripoli is going to meet at noon to continue our work on the energy bill, and then at 1 o'clock we will have House bill hearings, and then after that we may do some more voting. So again, noon in Tripoli for some more work on energy. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Chair of Budget and Tax.
Thank you, Mr. President. 1 o'clock today for hearings, followed by voting.
Excellent. Judicial Proceedings.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. The Judicial Proceedings Committee will meet today at 1 p.m. for bill hearings.
Excellent. Further joint committees, standing committees, select committees, joint committees, delegations. Recognize the chair of the Prince George's delegation.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The Prince George's delegation will meet at 5 o'clock for bill hearings in the Neal Room.
In the Neal Room, excellent. Any further delegations, caucuses? Yes, recognize chair of the Prince George's delegation.
I was a day ahead. That's going to be tomorrow. I apologize.
Tomorrow. Everyone is doing this. Everyone feels like Wednesday. I just was saying that. That's funny. All right. Any other announcements for the good of the order? Going once, going twice. All right. Let's do a quorum call.
Mr. President.
Has everyone recorded their presence? If so,
Mr. President.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is totally on me. Apologies. We had to reschedule. If we could strike the quorum call. We adjusted our timeline because of the pro forma yesterday, and so the senator from District 3's presentation we moved to today as the last day of Women's History Month. And so I apologize for moving too quickly, recognizing the senator from District 3.
Thank you, Mr. President. It is my honor today to present to you a tribute to the women that came before us in the General Assembly. They are women who broke glass ceilings, who opened doors, who modeled the way, who enabled us to act, inspired a compassionate vision, and celebrated our successes. Women are hardwired by nature to be mothers and hence nurturers and teachers, a biological fact with psychological applicability. Being nurturers, women are more likely to coach and mentor. Before I identify those individuals that we identified as mentors, I'd like to share a few historical facts. The first woman was elected to the General Assembly in 1921, Mary Eliza Ristow. That was 287 years after the first General Assembly convened in 1634. The first woman elected to the Senate was Eliza Ristow. The first woman elected as a chair was Pauline Menes, who was appointed, who was appointed to chair the Women's Restroom Committee in 1972. But the first woman elected to a standing committee chair was Delegate Helen Koss, who was appointed to chair the Constitutional and Administrative Law Committee in 1979. The Women's Caucus was established in 1972. 2023 marked the MGA session with the highest percentage of women. In the Senate, 34%. Currently, 30% of the Senate is female, the House 42%, with an average of 39%. While women may have broken stereotypes and forged new ground, gender inclusivity in leadership has been steady but painstakingly slow in development. Now I'd like to share those mentors that were identified. Let me tell you the methodology. I asked my colleagues, who mentored you? And why do you consider them mentors? I'm not going to give you a biography, just the list. I'll start in chronological order as to when they were first elected. Delegate Nancy Cobb, Delegate Sheila Nixon, U.S. Senator Barbara Mikulski, Senator Paula Hollinger, Senator Mary Burgers, Delegate Mackie McIntosh, Delegate Marianne Love, Delegate Virginia Claggett, Delegate Sue Hecht, Delegate Barbara Frush, Delegate Addie Eckert, Senator Nancy Jacobs, Senator Melanie Griffith, Senator Susan Lee, Senator Rona Kramer, Delegate Jocelyn Pina Melnick, my sister from another mother, Senator Ariana Kelly. These women had something in common. Actually, they had a lot in common. To start with, some characteristics: resilience, empathy, adaptability, self-awareness, confidence, ability to transform challenges into opportunities, authenticity. They were who they were. They did not try to act like men. Integrity, tenacity, a capacity to learn from failure and setbacks, persistence, hardworking, more likely to understand the struggles of the marginalized and the reality of their untapped potential. Finally, I want to share, what was it about these women? What is it that they taught you? They helped me turn a good idea into a passable piece of legislation, served as a role model. They walked the talk. They believed in me. They encouraged me to be confident, especially during that week right before crossover. Comforted me when I was frustrated and disappointed, showed me how to work a bill and bring everyone to the table, taught me the value of listening attentively and collaboratively, why it's important to stand up for the little guy or gal, the significance of an open door policy, the importance of being prepared, doing your homework, being buttoned up, and attention to detail, how to run a meeting efficiently, integrity. Your word is your bond, and once you break that, you lose trust. The importance of building relationships, critical for success. The methodology was, I reached out to my colleagues, over half responded, named these individuals, and shared what motivated them to consider them their mentor. So in their honor, I would like to dedicate the last day of Women's History Month to those that came before us, mentored the way, and I ask my colleagues to mentor it forward. Thank you.
Well said. So very well said. So very well said. Recognize the senator from District 11.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I ask that we journalize the senator from Frederick's remarks. They were really wonderful.
Absolutely. Without objection, we will certainly journalize those wonderful remarks. Thank you so much. What a great way to end Women's History Month. All right, Madam Clerk, if we could please do a quorum call.
Mr. President,
Has everyone recorded their presence? If so, the clerk will take the call. With 47 members still in the chamber, Senate of Maryland remains in session, recognizing the Majority Leader.
Okay, Mr. President, this is no joke. I move the Senate of Maryland stand adjourned until Wednesday, April 1st at 10 a.m.
10 a.m. Without objection, so ordered. Have a wonderful day, everyone. See you.